site. Anshul continues to be with us. Anshul, from what we see in these visuals, these are more than just handful of people who have been allowed in for the last rites of both the Ahmed brothers.
Well, yes, last time around, in fact, just a few days ago when Asad Ahmed was being, his last rites were happening, there was a huge crowd that had managed to gather over here. And in fact, the police had to disperse that crowd before the bodies of Asad Ahmed and Ghulam Muhammad came for their last rites to happen out here. And this time around, the police has made sure that that kind of situation does not arise. And since afternoon itself, heavy barricading have been done across this entire area. In fact, vehicles have been stopped approximately a kilometer and a half away from this spot. Not even media vehicles are being allowed to come in out here at this point in time. Now, if you could see this wall that has been made by the Rapid Action Force, they are stopping each and every person or the neighbors of Atiq Ahmed who are trying to enter out here. Once after this barricade, there is another set of police officials who have been deployed out here, who are also very vigilant, just to make sure that if anyone escapes from the grasp of the RF, they are stopped right here. And also the Vajra Vahan has also been deployed over here. Water cannon has also been deployed over here, just to make sure that the law and order situation does not spiral out of hand very quickly. Yes. And that is something that the police was expecting, and this is something that all these arrangements that have been done by the Prayagraj police are all being done as precautionary measures. Now you see the senior officials of the Prayagraj police are going deep inside the burial spot in the next few minutes, and hence the senior officials
relatives of Atiq Ahmed and Asad Ahmed are brought out from here in utmost security, because yes, the kind of action that happened yesterday, that could happen yet again, and that is the fear of Prayagraj police at this point in time. That is the reason why such heavy precautions are being taken out here. Senior officials are on the ground. They are speaking to the family. They are guiding them as to what next steps and how to go out from here unhurt. So yes, the Prayagraj police is doing its job at this point in time. Yes. But yes, how successful will they be to make sure that not only the law and order situation remains under control, but it's also the relatives who have come out here to pay the last respects to Atiq and Ashraf. They are also taken out from safety. So these are the most important jobs.
Absolutely. Anshul, let me also bring in Pranshu on this. Pranshu, we just saw the visuals of both Atiq and Ashraf's bodies shrouded in that white muslin cloth that's been brought in for the final lowering down to the graves that we can see in the visuals possibly. So the last remaining religious offerings for the last rites that are currently underway before the burial is complete.
Yes, that's right. In fact, we just told our viewers that this final journey is already has started. Atiq and Ashraf's body are now in the process of being lowered into the grave, and then the graves will be sealed after the due procedure. This is what has been done. So now this entire saga, this entire episode, almost reaching a conclusion. That's the reason why no one now is being allowed to enter inside the graveyard anymore, because this process is entirely over. We have just taken a stock of the streets and the roads nearby, and almost entire area of Chakia, the entire area of Kasari, Masari, this entire area has been sealed off. So now the priority is to convince people that the entire process is over. No need of people to go inside, and the UP police has for the moment, it is just on the verge of completing the task of this burial process.
Pranshu, earlier we were seeing a lot of people who were requesting the police to allow them to let in. From what they said, that they wanted to say prayers of Fatiha to the departed souls, and that's why they wanted to be there. All of them neighbors of Atiq Ahmed and Ashraf Ahmed. That is the kind of community feeling that we have seen, despite the fact that both these people had heavy criminal antecedents that really preceded them. We also saw how the closest relatives at present are Ashraf's very own sons, two minor sons who are currently there at the cremation ground. And from what we can see in the visuals, there are very many people who are in attendance.
Well, this is the irony, and this is the two sides of Atiq's personality: criminals and goons for many, but also the Robin Hood sort of image. The respected former member of parliament, a former MLA, a public leader. That is the another side of the story. And some people, of course, have this charisma and charm for that image. And this is this set of people who have seen Atiq as a savior, as a well-wisher, who are now willing to come come for his final journey. But the sort of arrangements which have been put in entire area, that has clearly deterred many people to actually reach out. But still, a handful of people did try to reach out here, and some of them have been allowed. Many others have been turned away.
All right, Pranshu and Anshul continue to be with us as we take our viewers through the last rites of Atiq Ahmed and Ashraf Ahmed as their bodies are being lowered into the graves respectively, as the last rites are about to get culminated. Remember, both these gangsters and one of the gangster turned politicians in Atiq Ahmed were executed last night in Prayagraj at 10:30 p.m. by three gunmen assailants who were disguising themselves as media personnel, as both the brothers were being brought in for medical examination before they were about to be sent into judicial custody for 4 days, into police custody for 4 days. And that's when this entire act was committed by three people, probably younglings in the field of mafia or criminals, who have said in the FIR that they aspired to be mafias in the state of Uttar Pradesh, and that's why they went about executing this particular crime. What really got them to the scene of crime at the exact very minute where Atiq and Ahmed were really, Ashraf were really brought in, that's something that's still a huge question that's been left unanswered. The Uttar Pradesh administration had set up a committee of inquiry that has an ex-judge of the Allahabad High Court as part of the probe committee to understand what exactly led to these events to take place under the nose of the very police presence that was there despite the execution that took place. We also know how the three assailants have been sent into 14 days judicial custody as opposed to a police custody remand that's been sort of them. So there's not going to be any questioning for these 14 days unless a police custody is really sought of all of the three assailants. If we talk about Atiq Ahmed, we know how he rose to political posturing there in Uttar Pradesh, where he was fighting from the Phulpur seat in 2004. From 2004 to 2009, he had a lot of political backing, where he was a member of the parliament. And his own words in 2004, while he was campaigning for the Phulpur seat, really turned out to be prophetic last night. Because back then, while speaking to the media, while he was contesting elections, he had spoken and said, and I'm quoting from what he'd said, "I will be killed in an encounter by either police or someone from the criminals' tribe." And that's exactly what had happened with some petty criminals who decided to shoot bullets in the head, right, shooting them from point blank range at Atiq Ahmed and his brother. He also, back then in 2004, had gone on to say that he is going to be waylaid, possibly he was going to be dying somewhere on the road, and that is going to be the fate of Atiq Ahmed. Those are his very own